Finally, I have got round to seeing Disney's latest live-action remake, The Little Mermaid. Here I am with my review for you. Does this film sink or swim? Let's find out. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to my review for The Little Mermaid. Finally, I've watched it. I wasn't in a hurry to watch this film, I'll tell you that. The Disney remakes do come across as soulish cash grabs. So, like I said, there was no immediate importance to watch this movie. I've never seen the original. I have never seen The Little Mermaid animated movie. Now, there's a lot of rhetoric around Disney and their remakes. They get slated straight away. This film did when it was in production, when scenes were shown, when we saw the casting of Ariel and all this sort of a thing. But I'm going into this as a film without the knowledge of the original Disney movie. Like I said, never seen it. Even though I had a daughter, or I've got a daughter, she's older now, but when she was young, for some reason this film just never came up. And I don't know why, but there we go. So I'm reviewing it as a film with no bias of what has come before or anything like that. So this film here runs for 2 hours and 15 minutes. It's directed by Rob Marshall, who's got a great pedigree. He's directed many a thing like Mary Poppins Returns, Into the Woods, Pirates of the Caribbean. He directed the movie Chicago, which I believe was an Academy Award winning movie, if I'm not remembering wrong there. Obviously, it's based on the story by Hans Christian Andersen from years back, but it's a remake of that Disney film that we got. I don't know, was it in the 80s or something like that? The film stars Halle Bailey as Ariel, and we'll come on to that. Jonah Hauer King as Eric. Melissa McCarthy as Ursula. Now, that's normally a warning sign for me, because I'm not a fan of Melissa McCarthy. Javier Bardem as King Triton, Art Malik as Sir Grimsby, and Naria Dumzawali as the Queen. And obviously, you've got the characters of Sebastian, Flounder and Scuttle in this as well. Sebastian's now a crab and not a lobster like what he was in the cartoon for whatever reason. But like I said, that didn't really make any difference to me. It wasn't until my missus pointed that out that it was like, oh yeah, you're right. So this film tells the same story. You're introduced to Ariel. She's a mermaid. She has aspirations and she has interests in people on the land, and she's you know, dedicated to learning more about them and wanting to know more. She's almost, you know, preoccupied by them and their lives. She's interested in it, and it all goes down. She meets Eric, blah blah blah. I'm not going to go into the story of this film because if you're watching this, you probably know it. It's standard Disney sort of fare. Boy against girl, come from two different worlds. They come together. There's an evil like witch kind of thing that's cast a spell, all that sort of stuff. Her father doesn't like the land people for reasons, blah 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 blah. There's distrust between them, and they're coming together of two worlds, all that sort of thing. So yeah, like I said, I sat down and watched this, and what can I say? I enjoyed it. I had fun with this film. It didn't come across as a soulless remake of any description. Oh, it didn't come across as soulless. I can't really say it didn't come across as soulless remake. Like I said, I've not seen the original. It didn't come across as soulless. You know, the film, the story was intriguing to me. I enjoyed it. The visuals of the film were very strong. The narrative flow was there. The character, you know, the characters' arcs were strong. The film was given, you know, it's got a fantastic cast to it. Do you know, I mean, Halle Bailey, I've never seen her in anything, but she was very good as Ariel. I can't take that away from her. Jonah Hauer King as Eric. he became as the film went on. I enjoyed his character. Javier Bardem, fantastic. Art Malik brings a bit of gravitas to the movie, and as does Naria Dumzaweli as the Queen. I've butchered her name, I know that, but there we go. Melissa McCarthy. Now, like I said, I have issue with Melissa McCarthy. I don't like her as an actress. I don't like her at all. But this is probably the strongest role I have seen her in. I had no issue with her in this movie. At first, I didn't even know it was her. I said to my missus, is that Melissa McCarthy? Because in my mind, I don't know, it was just there in the back of my mind that she was in this movie. My missus had a look on IMDb. Yeah, it's Melissa McCarthy. Okay, I'm quite surprised because she's not too bad in the movie. What can I say? So it's a big budget extravaganza. It's fantastic looking. Obviously, it's CGI heavy. It is, but it looks great. It looks great. You got all the songs there. I don't know what songs new for this piece. I don't know. The songs didn't really do nothing for me. I was kind of switched off at those moments. There was nothing that really caught my attention. That obviously the song of Under the Sea, I know without having seen the original. So that song's there. The little creatures, okay, I know there's some criticism that they're sort of lifelike, so you haven't got the emotional features on them and all that. That didn't bother me in the least at all. The film was visually fantastic, a good story, and good acting, and yeah, it was a solid movie. The only gripe I have about it is the fact that it was 2 hours and 15 minutes long. I did start to feel the length in its flow at about the 3/4 mark, and I started looking at my watch thinking this could have done with being a little bit shorter than what it actually is. Really, that's my only gripe. Other than that, I enjoyed it. Now, let's get on to the big question at hand, which is the race swapping of Ariel. You may want to know my thoughts on that. So anyway, I'm not a fan of the whole race swap movement and that. It doesn't. I think things should be left as they are, and if you want to race swap characters, create a new character for people of colour. Do you know what I'm saying? As opposed to keep race swapping. But this is a bit of a... I only think that when it's a character that I'm invested in, when I have an investment in, when it's a character that I know, love and adore. So that being said, when it comes to this film and the race swapping of Ariel, it didn't bother me in the least, because like I said, I haven't seen the animated version, right? So I ain't got no investment with that. So therefore, I didn't care in this sense that that this was done. I thought that Halle Bailey was very good in this role. She suited it. Yeah, she suited the role, and I was pleased with her performance. She gave a great one. I don't see an issue there. Yeah, it's kind of a duality of thoughts when it comes to that sort of a thing, on whether I'm intrigued or invested in the character that it's being done to. Say what you will about that. I think that's something that needs a lot more thought with me, and to finalise a decision where that is based. But there we go, where that decision sits. But no, overall, very enjoyable. Looks great. Great acting, great costume and set design. I can't knock that. Well directed. An intriguing story. What more can you want? I had fun with it. So, your thoughts down below on this movie. Did you even bother to watch it? Let me know.